Hi, everyone. This is the COPA credentialing team. My name is Precious Collins, and my pronouns are she, her, and I am the credential manager.
My name is Katie Aikenbrod. Pronouns are she, her, and I am the credential specialist.
As you have heard, we have updates for both the credentials that are under COPA, which is the Colorado Peer and Family Specialist, as well as the Colorado Certified Prevention Specialist. And both committees have went through their manuals and the Certemy processes, and we are updating those processes this month, which is February 2025. Welcome to 2025. And we have some important information to share with you. We're going to do this as a Q&A interview, and I'm going to pretend that I'm an applicant. I'm going to ask Katie here some questions about our updates, and hopefully this provides you with some clarification of what is happening and what's to come. So first off, Katie, what are the changes to the application and Certemy processes?
So the changes to Certemy are just going to be cleaning things up, removing some broken links, adding some clarified language to descriptions on the steps, and then also adding a couple of additional steps on each credential that will be required before committee approval.
Awesome. Are there any changes to the fees?
There are no changes to the fees for either credential.
Awesome. I am under a scholarship for for the peer credential, and I understand that you all are in fiscal year 2025 and it ends in June. At the end of June, but you're asking us to do our application review by the committee. So having my application ready for review by May 1st. Is that still the deadline?
That is still the deadline since that's based on fiscal year. That won't change.
I don't meet that deadline, I understand that my scholarship will be pulled from my application. Can I reapply for next year?
You can. That application process will start in July.
Awesome. Thank you. And where can I find the link to the new scholarship form?
It'll be on the COPA website under the Certified Peer and Family Specialist page.
Awesome. Thank you. Um, so I'm in my application process. What if I started my application before February 1st?
If you started your application before February 1st, when you log into Certemy, it'll look exactly the same and you'll be held to the same standards as you were before. This will be true up until September 1st, when all applications that are not completed through the committee approval step, meaning that the application has been approved by the committee, reviewed and approved prior to September 1st, will be moved over to the updated application.
Awesome. So if I'm understanding you correctly, if I don't get my application reviewed by the committee by September 1st of this year,
Mhm.
I will automatically, my application will get updated to the new version that you all are creating this month.
That is correct. So we're giving you 6 months to get that completed. If you arrive at that September 1st, around that time, and you're like, I don't think I'm going to get this through committee approval, we recommend you download all your documents that you've uploaded to your credential because everything will be taken off when it moves to the updated credential. So you'll start with that clean slate of an updated credential where you can read, upload everything.
So there's a possibility that I might have to resend an invite to my supervisor to attest to my hours.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Anything completed in the old application will need to be redone in the updated version.
So try to get my application in before September.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Um, what if what if my application is ready for review like right at the end of August? Can I still get reviewed?
So we are going to be doing a special meeting for the committee to review applications. They'll have their regularly scheduled application meeting on the third Wednesday of that month. And then on the last day, workday possible in August, we will have another meeting where the committee will meet and try and catch up any and all applications that have come in before the end of August.
Awesome. So I got to have my application ready by August 28th, I believe, correct?
I believe that is correct. We will be sending out those official dates as that gets closer, but in looking at my calendar, that would be the 28th. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Um, my next question is, can I make edits to my application since I started it before February 1st?
You can. Certemy has let us know that applicants who started their application prior to February 1st will still be able to access Certemy. If you are a new applicant, you've never started an application in Certemy up to this point, you will not be able to start that application. If Certemy gives you the option to do so, please do not, because if you start your application in February, it will be put into the new application in March. So you'll lose all of those documents and things that you uploaded if you start in February. But if you started before, you're good to go.
Awesome. Thank you. My next question is, will I need to create a new Certemy account after the update?
You will not. Your application will stay with your same Certemy account, whether it's updated to the new version or not. It'll all stay in the same place.
Awesome. Um, are the requirements, the core requirements for each of the credentials, are they still the same?
So our minimum requirements for the credential, which are training and experience hours, are set by the International Certification and Reciprocity Consortium, or ICRC, and those will not change. The guidelines around those minimum requirements may change, and that's what's in discussion currently with the committees.
Awesome. And where can I find that information?
Information about
The application, the new application processes, or the manual and all of
Great
that?
question. So we will be releasing a lot of information in the coming weeks about the changes that will be made. Once all decisions are final, we don't want to put out information that's just going to change. So once we wrap up those discussions with the committee, we'll be releasing documents, videos, detailed manual walkthroughs, all of that for those updated.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
And so now I have reviewed my application was reviewed. I got approved. Now I'm in recertification,
Mhm.
right? Uh, will that affect me?
So if your application expires in February, we're giving you an extra month from your expiration date to get that wrapped up without you going into the grace period. So basically, say your recertification expires on February 5th, you have until March 5th to complete it and get it ready for committee review in March. The committee meeting will be on March 19th in March. So as long as you have it completed by March 14th, you'll be good to go.
Awesome. And so what I've heard from you is that if you're an initial applicant and you already started your application, you're good to go. You can still upload and change and do all these things to your application as you see fit. But if you don't get your application done by September 1st of 2025 of this year, your application, my application will be updated to this new version, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. And if I'm in recertification and my certification is due expiring this month, February 2025, because you all are not reviewing applications at this time, and Certemy is technically shut down for any of that, um, I can rest assured that without any kind of additional fees or anything, I can get my application in by March and it'll still be good.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Well, where can I find, who can I contact if I have more questions about my application?
Yeah, excellent question. If you have any questions about scholarships or your organization wondering about any changes to the approved training list, Precious would be an excellent contact for that. And then if you have any questions for me about the Certemy change deadlines, any changes to the application process, or you're working on your application and you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can find our information on the Contact Us tab on the COPA website, or if you go to the About Us page, both of our emails are linked there as well. There's also a contact form on the bottom of the CPFS and CCPS credential pages. So lots of different ways to get in touch with us. We also know there's been some confusion out there as people kind of talk with one another about these changes. So if you're like, I've heard this thing or that thing, feel free to reach out to us to find out the answer. We'd be happy to connect with you.
I got two last questions.
Yeah.
Is this going to affect my exams? Let's say I have already been approved by the committee. Does this by any ways affect my exam processes?
No, the exam platform is separate from Certemy. So if you've already been sent your pre-registration letter after being approved by the committee, you'll have that link to go to ProMatrix or IQT, SMT, all the different names it goes by. and that is not connected to Certemy. You can still register for your exam date, you can still take your exam, and then on our end, we can still send you your finalized credential after processing your exam results during this month. So you should not experience any interruptions.
Awesome. My last question is, will there be any webinars or information about the new processes, application and the manual in the future here?
Yes, we will be working very hard to put a lot of information out there about the changes. What do they mean? How do I go through my Certemy application now? Step-by-step walkthroughs, all of that stuff. We have a lot of plans to get that information to you in the most accessible and digestible way possible. So if you want a preview of what the peer manual video will look like, look at our prevention manual on the prevention page of the COPA website. So those kind of things are what you can expect in the coming weeks.
Awesome. Well, applicants and those of you watching, I hope this helped out. But if you have any questions, like Katie has said, please reach out to us. Rest assured that the core requirements and competencies under each of the credentials are still going to remain the same. Only things that are changing are the committees are starting to implement some guidelines to better help the applicants meet those the needs of the workforce here in Colorado. I will say also that Certemy, there's going to be some minor changes. Everything's going to remain the same as far as how you start an application, how you upload documentations. All of that's going to remain the same. The only difference is you might see a couple of new steps. And then within some of the older steps, you might see some revisions, some text boxes, check boxes, stuff like that, that might help you understand the processes a little bit more, as well as on our side, streamline everything so that the committee and also the applicants can have a smooth transition from starting their application to completion. And completion, I mean by being credentialed. So all these changes are for the good, trust us. The links, we're going to get rid of those because we understand that they probably don't work anymore. And the verbiage in there can be a little confusing. So we're going to streamline and be more concise in the verbiage as well. So, and the descriptions is what I'm talking about for each step. So I hope that all leads up to better understanding and a smoother transition in getting your credential received and success in your exam. So with that, we'll say goodbye. And please, again, reach out if you have any questions. We'll see ya.
Bye, guys.